let me talk about death and how people respond to death when it happens. So there's this culture of showing some sort of love after people have died. You want to show that you really love the person and all that. Stop that bullshit. Now let me address what I mean. So when my mom passed, I saw a version of love that I swore that if it ever came to me while I was alive, I will cut you off. And then if it happens when I'm dead and I can come back and haunt you, I will haunt the living daylight out of your soul. So my mom had 6 children from my dad. I mean, she was married to one man anyways. The six of us, nobody was there when my mom passed. Understandably, she was a recluse. She lived alone. She liked to do her thing by herself. She was this prayer warrior, very religious person. Didn't have time for her kids per se. You had to call and call and call. Sometimes her phone is switched off because she's praying. So it turned out that my mom passed and she was long gone and nobody knew she was dead. Even her neighbors did not know that she was dead in Nigeria. Until I became uneasy. I say, how's mom? What's up? My birthday came, nothing. Like my brother had seen her at the beginning of 2021, if I'm not mistaken. No, the beginning of 2020. He had gone to see her to take her out, spend some time with her. And after that, we lost communication. Because usually when you call her, she will not pick. She will call you back when she can. And that became the norm. We were used to that happening. But usually when it's your birthday, she's going to call you. And she has 6 kids, like I said. The first daughter is March. Second daughter is May 18th. That one is March 5th. Third one is April 5th. Third one is the guy, my brother, is April 27th. Me, I'm October 28th. And my younger sister is December 10th. So she has time within the year to call you. She usually called me on my birthday. But I noticed that in October, her birthday, October 25th, I called. Nothing. Before then, we'll send money to her, no problem. She didn't need to tell us that we received money. No, we were sending money. That's not a problem. But my birthday came, nothing. So I'm like, suddenly you start feeling that something is off. In November, I was like, no, this is too much. And I reached out to my friend who worked in the bank. I said, can you help me check my mom's account? So we checked, no transaction. But first of all, call the ones who work at the DSS, like SSS in Nigeria. Check the phone calls, no call, no text for 3 months. So that's like November, right? So that will be October, September, August. It means that since August, there had been no contact. Fast forward. My brother finally went to go check her out after we spoke to the bank, different people. He had to go with the police to go break into her apartment and saw that my mom was laying on the bed facing up. She was already a skeleton. Let that sink in. My mom was found dried up. Not completely. Some skin still left on the body. I still remember when I saw her from the video, my brother called me, and how I broke down sobbing. And I'm somebody who said I would never cry when my parents died. I was trying to detach from them for some personal reasons. But I get it. We all had our issues growing up. We all experienced our parents differently. I had my grudge against them, which I still have against them, even now that she's passed. I love my mom, don't get me wrong. I defended her after she passed, and I made my uncles from my paternal side, I cleared her name, but doesn't mean I will hold a grudge with you even when you passed. Doesn't change anything, even if I love you. Because I was supposed to graduate with the first class, and then I lost a whole year in school when my mom had the money. My father did not send money, and she did not pay my school fees. What kind of rubbish is that? And she lied. She did not have money. She had money for a car, but a vehicle was more important than her son's education. She had other cars, so yeah. That's a personal beef. I'll tell your story even after you've passed. I'm not a hypocrite. But what freaked me out was when my mom was found dead. Usual stories. My dad was like, she's not gonna be buried, blah 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 blah. Different stories. Those village frustrating, blood-sucking, money-sucking people, uncles, aunties. Oh, you have to pay this, you have to pay that. I remember telling my brother, I'm not paying a dime. Oh, we're not going to come for your mom's burial. Don't come. Like, don't come. So there was this passion suddenly that all my siblings had. My sibling and my sister in Tennessee, who had cut a lot of us off anyways, cut ties with us, suddenly started blaming all of us. So you guys killed mommy. No problem. Shift first. Shift. Everybody suddenly loved my mom more than the other person. The only person who made sense was my niece, she's now 22, 23. I don't know. She was born 2003, I guess. She was the one then. She was 18. We spoke. She cried. She started with the usual phone call. Nobody had called me. I mean, she had lost touch. All of a sudden, she's calling me. Oh, Goni, they killed mommy. They killed mama. I hate them. They killed grandma. Everybody was just pointing fingers. You see what I'm saying? Everybody was pointing fingers. Everybody was pointing fingers at the other person. I also pointed fingers. I did. I said, you guys killed mommy because I told you to go check her up. You refused. At some point, that was the logic. But realistically speaking, you know how I just started the story? She was a recluse. It was difficult to contact my mom. It's a fact that we should own up to and agree. It's in the stages of grief, it's acceptance. You must accept that it was difficult to contact my mother, right? So I eventually got to that point and I stopped blaming my siblings. Of course, I called my dad out anyway. But what freaked me out was we're having meetings, and then I'm going to say it so that if she hears this video, maybe my third sister says, when you because I said, came near mommy, full funeral, I said, came make close casket, also came open casket. No one can have them. She first of all said, happy man burial, because help me memorial the next day. And the man was in my costume. Let's not do this burial. Let's do it next year. People shouldn't know how she died. Let's just come for memorial service the next year. My third sister. My brother was adamant. Was like, we're going to bury Mama. I said, we're burying her. He wanted open casket for people to see what she looked like. No, he didn't actually, because they thought I was the one who was going to share her pictures on Facebook. Because then I was angry with the freaking Christianity. I'd never seen something as hypocritical as Christianity in that period. You know how the Bible writes and says, piling sin upon sin. Like, mom already died, nobody knew she was dead, and then you found out she's dead. You want to now cover sin with another sin. That's because you see it as sin, if that makes any sense. Now, I don't have a problem now that my mom passed and nobody was there because she was a recluse. It's the fact. I love my mom. I fought for her even after she fought. I don't mean performative. I scattered the house. I said, you guys protect family name. I said, which kind of freaking family name? Those guys don't understand that the only person who kept me to have the same last name is my mother. I was going to cut my father off and my siblings, everybody. My mom said, no. My mother was the only reason I was still in touch with my family. If they're hearing this video, they'll understand. Maybe they think, no, I never forget. She was the one who made me check up on my sister, the one that frustrated. I said, no, I'm not checking up on her. I'm not checking up on that one. Have you called your brother? I'm not calling. Have you called? I said, I'm not calling him. My mother was that glue in between, trying to merge everybody. She was a handful, don't get me wrong. But what do you mean? Let's not bury mom now. Let's bury her. Let's just dump her in the ground. As a matter of fact, they didn't want to give her a burial. I wanted to leave her. I forgot what it was. Some weird stuff. And then we do a memorial service for her the next year. Just for shame, to look like a good child. What the fuck is wrong with people? See what I mean? Performative love. All of a sudden, I meet a printer, my friend, who's a graphic artist, and I'm reading all their farewell speeches. I'm like, what the fudge? That's when I was like, you guys are horrible people. And these are people who loved my mom, don't get me wrong, but I said, this is not love. This is some deep, weird, dark shit. Claiming this kind of love after somebody has passed when they can't come and defend it. Now imagine how I feel when people do others come too soon on Facebook. You guys are fucking hypocrites. If you don't love somebody, don't fake it. Fake it. I'm just going to do a part two because this has to continue. I can't stop here. No.